Hello, welcome to a 10,000 mile update of the Ford Fiesta ST. So I'm going to start off with an assumption, and that assumption is that a lot of you were worried when the Mackay Fiesta ST came out with a 1.53 cylinder that the engine was going to explode after 10 minutes. Well, I have news, and that news is that it's not blown up yet. So, oh, it's soft. Anyway, the news is, engine's fine after 10,000 miles. Mark up for the Fiesta. Also, after 10,000 miles in this car, these used to be the front tyres and rims, now they're on the back. So I've put the front ones on the back. These still have, let's see, still got legal tread, but let's say I'm going to need to get some new ones probably before 12,000 miles. And the ones on the front are actually okay. They've probably got about half their tread left. The new tyres are going to be something I'm going to have to get. Go on, car, send it. There it goes. On the subject of new tyres, will I be going for these Michelin Pilot Super Sports? Probably not. And I say probably not because I've been to the Ford showroom where they've got the Performance Edition Fiesta, which looks very nice, by the way. The colour is phenomenal. And it had Pilot Sport Cap Ford S's on it. So if it's good enough for Ford, it's going to be good enough for me. I will let you know if they're better, worse, the same, way better. Anyway, I'll let you know how they are when I get them on. But other than that, the rest of my car is stock, other than the induction kit and the Team Hiko wind deflectors. I've also been asked when I got that number plate surround. And you literally just go onto eBay, Google Ford Performance license plate or number plate surrounds, and these will pop up. These ones come from Poland. Shout out to Polska. Also, after 10,000 miles, you might be asking if there's any optional extras I wish I'd have spec'd. One of them being the LED headlights, because I mean, these ones aren't super bright. I've tried the CE UK ones, and I didn't really find they were too much brighter. The CE UK fog lights, however, are much better. Sorry, I had a hiccup and I kind of delayed. Also, I would have quite liked the panoramic sunroof, because that would have been nice. How's about we go out for the drive now, and I can show you some things behind the wheel. So, turns out launch control does not work on mud, so that's a mark down if you want to use this as a rally car without modifying it at all. Anyway, you join me in the POV section, 4K obviously. Off the video. So I am just going to tell you some things that you might not have heard from some other places, other sources on YouTube or on the television for that matter. So I'm going to try and be exciting and give you some information you've not heard. For starters, I'm going to talk about sport and track mode. And the differences between them aren't as big as people first think. So sport mode, as you will have been informed by countless other YouTubers, makes the steering a bit heavier. I also still firmly believe it changes how the brake pedal feels a little bit. It also obviously opens your valve up in the exhaust so you sound really cool. Other than that, I'm sure it doesn't do anything. Racetrack mode turns off, I think, yes, it turns off the traction control, but here we go, here's something that you won't know. If I put normal mode and I push ESC off, which is down next to the sport mode button, you'll see in the screen ESC sport mode, and it comes up with a little picture of off. That means it allows you some slip, but it won't let you, it's not completely off. That's the mode you're in racetrack mode. To turn it fully off, even if you're in racetrack mode, you have to hold down the ESC button for about 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, you get the picture. It's 5 seconds, and then it will tell you it's off. You hit OK, and then it's actually off, meaning it's not going to intervene at all. So that means when you're in racetrack mode, the ESC isn't completely off. You still have stability control, meaning you're not going to spin. And if you try and do lift off oversteers, it's going to stop you. Because I figured this out the other night, obviously from someone else. I wasn't doing lift off oversteers with the traction control, with the stability control off, and the slides get way better. Obviously that wasn't me that did that. That was my friend on his private racetrack. It really doesn't get old. Like, I have been asked before, like, how fast a Fiesta ST is. And I mean, how fast is obviously a really general term. It's not as fast as a fighter jet, but it's obviously not as fast in a straight line as an M5 or something. But even if you're on a twisty-ish road and you're giving it a bit of beans in this, you'd be surprised if there was anything behind you at all. Wouldn't matter what it is. If something snuck up in you in the rearview mirror, you'd be like, whoa. You wouldn't expect it. It doesn't happen very often if you're giving it a hoof down a twisty road. So this video obviously serves two purposes. For people who want to buy a new one, obviously own it for a while and then are worried about the engine exploding. But the second reason is if you want a second-hand one. Because you can get versions of this, almost identical car, with about the same mileage for about £15,000, which is £5,000 lower than they were selling for new, which by any scope of the imagination is quite a good saving. £5,000 is a lot of money. I go in sport mode. In neutral. Stop. Hit launch control. Spins. So that was a 0 to 60. As you can see, it's quite good. Also, I almost forgot, one of the most important things about getting this car, especially as a young person, is that the birds love it. I mean, look at that. Can you believe that? This happens to me every single day, especially after you clean it. It's just the most annoying thing in the world. Here's the pedals. Are pretty well spaced for heel toe. Listen to that. Well, this is a cool little bit here, actually. Look at this bit of road. You gotta get on the brakes though, because you can't see what's coming. Still can't see, still can't see, still can't see, still can't see. It is, oh. And then you can get on it. It is just an incredible car. I would say, if you're wanting a car for 15 grand, and you don't need it to be extremely practical. Although saying that, I've got a roof rack, so you can fit more on a roof rack than you can in a boot. That's what my gran always used to say. She's a very wise woman. To show what I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into track mode, and there's a roundabout coming up, and I'm going to show you that the stability control, even in track mode, will stop me spinning out. So watch this. If we give it a bean, lift off, there it comes, see? Won't let you spin out, even in track mode. Let's go on 3 wheels, no problem. And then there's the no traction control, you get a little bit of understeer. So yeah, racetrack mode, there's no traction control, and then a half backed off stability control system. And also, as it would be rude for me not to, I'm coming back to the roundabout to show you what would happen if I didn't have stability control on. So, we hold the button down for 5 seconds. Do you remember that Top Gear episode? That was 10 seconds in their episode. ESC off, okay. We'll indicate. And then again, we'll go around the roundabout and, well, just see if there's any difference. This is an experiment. Changing down the gears. And here we go. So wait for him to get a little bit ahead, or her. Women can drive cars too. And here we go. Yeah. You can see, it's just a lot freer. So there you go. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment telling me what you want to see me do a video on next time. And if you really enjoyed it, subscribe if you want. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. So obviously 10,000 miles, actually 10,400 is quite a distance. And I did a bit of maths, and that's the same as driving from here to somewhere else. And I mean, that is just pretty impressive, isn't it? So you gotta think about that when you watch this video. No, I can't put that in.